Kids, I got a quarter here. Have you ever used a coin to make a decision? You know, you flip it, say heads or tails. Go ahead, what do you guys think it is? Ready? Tails. If you said tails, you got it right. Did you ever do that just to make a decision? Sometimes we do that to make very small decisions. Act like a monkey if you would flip a coin to decide between two movies to watch. Put your finger on your nose, not up it, if you would use a coin flip to decide between Taco Bell or McDonald's. Do a spin if you would flip a coin to decide between Rita's mango flavor or raspberry lemonade. Now, how about big decisions? What about those? Would you flip a coin? Go ahead, guess it again. It's tails again. If you guessed that, you're right. But would you flip a coin for a big decision? Like where to go to college? Or who to marry? Wow, those are big decisions. And you know what? It's not smart to flip a coin. It's not wisdom to flip a coin to decide those big decisions. Is it, Miss Jennifer?
No, it's not. Big decisions should never be left for chance. Wisdom, that comes from God. And we gain it through prayer, Bible study, others, and memorizing God's word. Layla, Liberty, and Gracie, show us our memory verse.
The path of righteousness is like the morning sun, shining even brighter to the full light of day. Proverbs 4:18. Back to you, Pastor Risa.
Thank you, Miss Gracie, for that awesome handoff of the memory verse. You guys are doing an awesome job. I hope everybody else out there is memorizing their memory verse. Listen, kids, what is wisdom? Is wisdom and knowledge the same thing? No. Knowledge is knowing things, but wisdom is knowing what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And God is the one that provides the wisdom that we need. Kids, I really trust God for wisdom. And you know who else did? King Solomon. In 1 Kings 3:4-15. Well, watch this.
One night, God appeared to Solomon in a dream. God said, "Solomon, ask for anything you want, and I will give it to you." Anything? A king might have asked to live a long life or to have lots of riches. Solomon could have asked God to give him victory over all his enemies. But Solomon did not ask to be rich or to have a long life. Solomon wanted to be a good king. He asked for something even better. Solomon prayed, "God, I am young, and I do not know very much about being a king. Please make me wise and obedient to you. Help me know the difference between right and wrong. Help me lead your people well." God was happy with Solomon's request. God said, "I will give you wisdom. In fact, I will make you more wise and understanding than anyone who has ever lived. No one in the future will ever be as wise as Solomon." Then God said, "Because you asked for wisdom, I will also give you what you did not ask for: long life, riches, and honor. You will be greater than any other king during your lifetime." Solomon woke up and realized God had spoken to him in a dream. Solomon praised God and offered sacrifices to worship him.
Whoa, did you see that, kids? God told Solomon that he could have anything he wanted, and he asked for wisdom. Wow. You know what? Solomon had a huge responsibility. He wanted to make sure that that responsibility that he had, that he did it right, and he did it with God. How many of you have played the game of life? It's a pretty complicated game to learn, isn't it? But then life itself can be pretty complicated. In the game of life, you have some important decisions to make. Do you go to college or do you not go to college? Do you skip college and just get a job? Do you get married or not? Who do you marry? All these decisions have an impact on how you do going around the board. Having a family will help you in some places, but cost you money in others. Same thing for going to college. Other decisions in the game are made for you. How far can you go on your next turn? And right in the middle of the game board is the spinner with numbers from 1 to 10. When we play the game of life, we agree to let the spinner make decisions for us. In a way, the spinner is a reflection on life because it reminds us that not every aspect of life is in our control. Right, kids? Accidents happen, good happens, and we have no way of controlling those outside events. On the other hand, the spinner is a very random, haphazard way to move through the game. Kids, a good friend of mine once asked me, "How do you know what to do next, Lisa? How do you trust God to do the next thing? What's right? How do you know when to open kids' church? How do you know when to do the next thing?" And you know what I told my friend? I said, you know what? I really just rely on the fact that God is with me and He is leading me. So I trust Him with my whole heart and I lean on His understanding, just like that favorite Bible verse of mine says. And you know what? I acknowledge Him and He directs my paths. Now, not everything always turns out perfect, but I do trust Him for that wisdom. And King Solomon did the same thing. And you know what else he did? He wrote the entire book of Proverbs. There's 31 chapters. That means that there is one proverb for every day of the month. So I challenge you guys. I challenge you to read one proverb on the day that it is for the month. So for instance, today it is October 4th. So today, read Proverbs 4. And listen, God will speak to you. Just like He gave Solomon wisdom, God will give you wisdom through those Proverbs.
Pastor Lisa, wow, thank you for sharing that. I love how there is one proverb for each day of the month. Drew, do you have anything for us today?
Hey, I heard you've been calling me dramatic. I'm not dramatic! But if you want to win the game of life, you got to do these things to get it. Do these things to get it. Do these things to get it. Do these things to get it.
Thank you, Mr. Drew, or some of the kids are calling you now, Dramatic Drew. Kids, we'll see you next week.